Story time. As some of you know, out of all of my professions, I do hair. I had a client come in one day. It was early, 8 a.m. And we getting deep, okay? Conversations is getting very, very interesting in regards to her life, where she's at, And I personally, like I've shared videos like this before. I try not to lead a lot of my clients into like, hey, I'm a psychic medium. You know, you came here to get your hair done. And I want to be respectful of people's capacity of what they can take in. But as I'm talking to her, the music was on the TV. And as we're talking, the TV just shuts off. Now, I ain't never had no paranormal activity like that, I would say. It was just too out of the ordinary. The TV has never done that. So I said, okay. I put my comb and stuff down. I was like, we are vibing very well right now. I said, but there is something that I need to kind of address. So I told her, I'm a psychic medium. And with the TV shutting off, it must mean that one of her angels or her ancestors or whatever is nearby. So we start with, and I'm trying to remember, this was a while ago. We start with like people's death date and birth date that's nearby. So she goes, well, and I said it was a woman. I said, I can feel the energy. It's like a woman. It's like your grandmother or something. I said, and then it has to be somebody's death date or birth date that's nearby. And she goes, well, I don't really know who my actual grandmother is because my mom is adopted. She's like, but I can call my mom and see. I'm like, call her. Like, it's 8 a.m. But I'm like, go on ahead, give her a call. So she calls her and she asks, about her adopted mother, what her birthday, death date was. And then she asked her mom about her biological mother. And she was like, her birthday is actually today, the day she was getting her hair done. So I'm like, gee, I love being right, because if I'm not right, I seem crazy. So I was like, okay, here we go. Here's the process. And I was like, even though you never met her and your mother never met her, she's still a part of your bloodline. And it's very important that you know that she will always be with you, especially during these times where transitions are very extreme for you, because she was really having like a transformative moment. And it's called like a purging moment is what I would consider it. And I said, take this as something like at your own pace. Take it as something that if you want to understand it, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can actually push that energy back and say, no, thank you, and keep going. I said, but it's really not as harmful as, society has made it seem, which really made me so grateful that I do this type of work, because if there's anybody I would ever want to meet in regards to connecting with spirit or connecting with my ancestors, it's definitely me. Okay? Like I'm very practical when it comes to those interactions, and I make it so relational or relatable that you're just like, okay, this is not as bad as, people are trying to make it seem. We could talk more on that, but I did want to just share that with you.